hire another community liaison for BRiO. Hannah had an interview with us, and there was just something special about her and her life experience and one of her stories that she wants to tell you guys about today, and just kind of how it's impacted her life and kind of how that led to her being part of BRiO today. So Desi saw this presentation over at one of our CareNet meetings and thought, you know, this might be a great motivational little piece to share with all of you guys. So that's why we're here today. So Hannah, take it away.
Hi guys. Well, thank you. That was a great opener. I'm so honored to be talking in front of you guys today. I'm so happy Desi asked me, so I get the pleasure of just hanging out with you guys for a little bit. Rachel did a great job introducing myself. I think I also kind of like to introduce myself and let you guys get to know me a little bit, if that's okay. I'm Hannah Britton. Me and Rachel work alongside each other being community liaisons. I've been working for BRiO for about 10 months now, so it's been awesome. I grew up in Utah, Salt Lake City for a little bit, and then from Idaho Falls. The last couple years of my life, the last little bit, I've just been at BYUI working on my degree. And I don't know, I love BYUI. I know it has that weird connotation, right? But it's so fun. I had like the best college experience. I was really involved with student council up there. I was a new student mentor to oncoming students, and that was awesome. I was a security guard, Officer 274. That was really fun. I did other things, like I lived in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, or lived in Florida for a little bit. And if I wasn't busy on top of that, I also started my own successful spray tanning business. If you guys ever need a spray tan, okay, right on, let's do it. Yeah, and so that was really fun. I had the world's greatest friends, an awesome boyfriend, the best ever. And I think when Corey and Rachel hired me, I let them know. I even let Rachel know. I said, hey, this is the other thing about me. I love festivals. If there's a music festival, I'm going, okay? I love my music festivals. And there was a music festival about 2 years ago, and I go to it every year. It's my favorite one. It's over in Utah. And I go up to my boyfriend, I'm like, we have to go. It's gonna be great. The lineup, the artists, all of it. He was just being a good boyfriend. He's like, okay, we'll go. And so we get ready, we pinch our pennies, we save up, we get our festival outfits ready. We're gonna be matching, and the day comes in August 2023 when it's time for us to go, and we're on our merry way. But we never actually made it. I woke up in a hospital bed, short of 2 months later, as to no idea why I was there. I was nonverbal. I had the mind of a child, and I was very confused. I couldn't remember day-to-day things, till finally my parents sat me down and they said, hey, you were in a head-on collision. You guys know I-50 between Rexburg and Idaho Falls. We were on our way to Idaho Falls. The median is so short. There was a driver that was going 100 miles per hour, went through the median, launched him airborne, head-on, into my sweetheart, where he lost his life at the scene. And I get told, I had the honor of meeting my paramedics, and I get told stories about how they were pronouncing me dead at the scene too. Until last moment I gave my final breath, and they hurried and rushed me to Irmac, where they were, revising me. They were keeping me stable, for resuscitating me just for 5 hours straight, just to put me on a helicopter to go to the University of Utah. Now during this time, I have the iPhone. My mom's my emergency contact, so when the car crash happened, it sent her alert saying, car crash detected. She didn't see it till hours later, but when she saw it, she knew, right? You know, the mother intuition, she knew. So she started calling highway patrol, police, and everything. And then she gets an alert on her phone from East Idaho News. Fatal car accident. I-50 is shut down. Person is being life flighted, critical, all of the things. She knew. She called the hospital. All of the hospitals in Idaho Falls, like, where's Brock, my sweetheart? Where's Hannah? Brock is dead. We're trying to revise Hannah so that she can get on the helicopter. Okay, now she's flying to Utah. Luckily, she was in Utah. They said she has a broken pelvis. Okay, we can deal with a broken pelvis, right? My mom met my helicopter when I finally landed at the University of Utah to a daughter where this, here, I'll get out of the way. This is my injury list. We have this all for insurance purposes. My ongoing joke is if you name it, I had it. If you can't name it, neither can I. 'Cause what the heck is a reverse colon ceruleal tear? I don't, but that sounds painful. So I'll break it down for you guys. I broke over 42 bones in my body. But you lose count when some turn to dust. We didn't know, and I had such an intense brain bleed. Pelvis broken, legs broken. They had to run my bowels, hand run my, I'm so glad you guys got to know that about me. Reconstructive bowel surgery, just all of these like really dire things. And so during these, I had 9 life-saving surgeries in 9 days. During these surgeries, the doctors and the nurses came up to my parents and said, it's time. It's time to say your last goodbyes. But by miracle, I made it through, but they kept using verbiage like, if your daughter makes it through the night, if your daughter can survive this surgery, we have to do another surgery. And then it changed to, hey, by the way, your daughter's eye dropped so far out of her skull that she's gonna be blind, she'll never be able to see again. Hey, by how bad your daughter broke her back, her hips, and her legs, she'll never be able to walk again. And if she does, it'll be with an assisted walking device, like a walker or a cane. And then, oh, by the way, your daughter's brain bleed is so bad, she won't be able to go back to college and finish her degree. It'll be lucky if she can ever live independently again from you guys. But when I woke up, we got to work. I woke up from that induced coma and we got to work. This was some of my therapy and stuff. I know, really flattering pictures of me in the hospital, all the things. But so accident happened in August. They said it'll be a miracle if you can be discharged by the end of the year. I got discharged in October. At the beginning of October, I was a rock star. That's what they called me, a rock star in there. So I got discharged from the hospital, and then we were able to live in that home in Utah where I did all my outpatient therapies. Now here's all my outpatient. My whole life changed when I was discharged. You guys are here for your full-time job, right? This was my full-time job, is going to all my follow-up doctor's appointments, constantly being sick, injured, broken, going to more doctor's appointments, I went to over 8 different types of therapy. Occupational, speech, voice, because I was intubated. This is whatever damaged voice I have left from being intubated. Physical, there are multiple different kinds of physical therapy. There's neurophysical therapy, which was my neck, hand therapy, learning how to straighten my leg type of physical therapy. So I lived at this center. And there was one day that I just had back-to-back therapies. Which, mind you, that's really hard for a girl who has a new traumatic brain injury. That was really exhausting. So finally, it's time to go home. And my mom's pushing me into the elevator, and this man comes in the elevator with us. This older gentleman, and he just goes, ugh, I hate these places. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, they're just so dark and depressing, and they're hard. Oh, don't you feel the same? No. I said, and I really did, I said this to him, I said, I'm grateful that my parents have insurance that allowed me to be here. I'm grateful that there are so many people in this building who want to help me get better, that they are working on plans to help me get better. I'm really honored I get to be here in this building. And he didn't know me, he didn't know my story, he just looked at this girl who looked beat up. So by the end of it, when we're finally to the parking lot, he gets down, he shakes my hand, he said, thank you. Thank you for talking to me today. I needed this conversation. My mom transfers me to the car, and I get in the car and she's putting my wheelchair in the back of the trunk. And I'll be honest with each and every one of you. I knew exactly what he meant. I knew exactly what he meant because in the Sugar House Therapy Center, never have I been in more pain, emotionally and physically. I was grieving a man, the love of my life, who passed away just right next to me. I also went from weightlifting. I could outlift my physical therapist in any weightlifting and anything in the gym, right? And she's teaching me how to straighten my leg in hopes I'll be able to walk again. I'm 24, 25 years old. I was 25 at the time when I forgot the alphabet. Cindy Beatles over here. Where is she? Oh, she's this one right up here. She's teaching me how to say the alphabet. Taylor Gifford, my speech therapist, she's telling me how to remember people who I've met hundreds of times in my life. And I'm humiliated. They never made me feel that way, right? But I'm humiliated because meanwhile, my friends are back at home. They're graduating, getting married, starting their life, starting their career. And I'm asking what adult brief I should wear at night because I can't stop wetting the bed. This was really hard. With that being said, I never missed a therapy. I never missed a doctor's appointment. I wanted to see if life could get good again. I wanted to see how far I could push myself. So I went up to all my therapists and I said, I want to be like old Hannah. Old Hannah, who I told you at the beginning with the spray tans and going to the gym and all the friends. I wanted to be her again. I begged them. I said, I just want to heal to be like her. And do you know, they never tried to make me her again. They tried to make me new Hannah. So in April, okay, I got discharged from the hospital in October. The following April, I went back to BRiO. I learned how to drive again. Insurance doesn't cover you if you have a brain injury and a coma, so you have to take your driver's test again. It's crazy. And then, especially with my peripheral vision, I don't know how to, so I had to learn how to like see and scan and everything, but I learned how to walk. I learned all of these tools and I was able to go back to college. And college is hard. College is hard when you're grieving somebody who you love, when you're learning your new body, your new life. It was really hard. But I moved back in April. I finished my 2 semesters. I graduated. This right here was the best day of my life because I worked so incredibly hard for it. I earned that degree and I worked so hard and I felt so blessed. Since then, I've been able to have national medical reports written up about me. I love this. This is one of the national medical reports. I've been on multiple podcasts, been highlighted in KSL and Eastern Idaho News, and I've just had other opportunities of telling my story, and I'm so honored. And I love this list because we can see over 30 registered nurses, over 24 certified nursing assistants. It's got like over 6 different physical therapists alone. The podcast, everything, this is never a story about me. It's a story about these people. These are my angels. I look up to them and I love them. They're the ones who got me to go back to college and got me to do all these things. And when I graduated college, I graduated in digital and social media marketing with an emphasis on visual communications. Now that's advertising. I was gonna go into advertising. And I say this because I'm religious. God handpicked BRiO for me, blessed me with BRiO. I did not see myself going down this route. Man, I'm so grateful I am. I learn every day why I'm with BRiO. Because I help give the care that I once so badly needed. You saw those pictures. I've gone on visits with some of our clinicians and I see the love and the care they give to each and every patient. That's the same love and care that I was given. And it fills my bucket, it really does. Seeing an old lady stand for the first time in months, I am in that room and I'm cheering her on the hardest. My bucket's big, because I know how hard it is. Whether I was 24 or whether it be somebody who's 84, that's hard. And I know that feeling of success, of I just stood up, and that was really, really hard. I think a lot of the times when I walk into these offices or these facilities, people think I'm an advocate for BRiO. No. I'm an advocate for your residents. Hands down, I'm an advocate for your residents. I'm an advocate for the patients because I was one. I was a patient. I needed the help. That's who I'm standing up for. But let me tell you, I've got a damn good team standing behind me. And I am so proud of them. I'm so proud of what I do. I feel honored to do what I do. And I think when I was begging my clinicians, my therapists, my doctors, I want to be old Hannah again, that was never their goal. I'm new Hannah who has a traumatic brain injury. I'm new Hannah who half her body from her head to her toe on her left side is made out of metal. I'm new Hannah who walks with a limp sometimes. Let's learn how to be new Hannah. I love it because, I'll be honest, I like new Hannah better. I think she's awesome. She's the one who got that degree. She's the one who works for BRiO. She's the one who gives the love to these patients and can just have so much empathy in everything that I do. And I think that way with our patients, right? The worst thing I'm gonna say to you guys today is, odds are, we're all gonna get sick, or we're gonna have an injury, or our body's not gonna work the same. And it's not about becoming old you. It's about becoming new you with whatever it may be. And that's why we have clinicians who help give you speech therapy, occupational or physical therapy. Life gives us challenges, and there's nothing more rewarding than overcoming them. One of the best days, graduation was awesome, but like one of the best days was when I lived independently and I could put my own burrito in the microwave. I could put my own toasts in the toaster. You don't know what that did for me. That filled my bucket, and that's what life is about, being able to, the day that my mom didn't have to transfer me to the toilet anymore, that day rocked. The day that I could take my own shower, that was really freaking cool. Overcoming your own life's challenges is amazing, but I needed help to do so. And that's a part of why I work for BRiO. I do have a video. I made this at my 2-year mark. I'm at 2.5 years since this accident. So this can kind of show you a little bit about what I went through, kind of all of the things.
This version of you simply becomes real. And you're right here with this version of you. To see things as they really are. This version of you looking at you. You looking back. This version of you welcoming you. This version of you saying yes. I'd like you to imagine this version of you.
Saying that life's challenges, these things, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But to me, showing up to the gym every single morning, or being able to have my career, or being able to put my burrito in the microwave, that's what it's about. And I'm just proud of the work that we do here at BRiO, our therapy, our skilled nursing, all of these things. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me today.
Any questions for Hannah? She loves it. No, I'm serious, she does. Sometimes everybody's like, how did you do this or how did you do that? I don't know.